Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golfer down at Moor Allerton today, talking to you about irons. Now, the iron that I have used this year has been the Cobra Forged One, but I don't want to use that. I want to try something new. This is the brand new Cobra Forged Tec Black. Okay, so this is the Cobra Forged Tec Black, and this is actually in one length. As I said, I've been using the Forged One irons this year. These irons came out a little bit earlier on this year, but it's just, it took us a little while to get our hands on some samples. So I'm going to be really interested to see if these Forged Tec One irons are going to offer me any sort of difference to the Forged One, whether they're going to be any longer, whether they're going to be any more forgiving. I'm going to be really interested to, put them head to head and see if I'm going to make a switch in my bag. But what about the technology of the Forged Tec? Okay, so what they've actually done with the Forged Tec, they've actually got this new carbon fibre sort of medallion material that they've placed on the, sort of like behind the face. It's like I say, it's an iron that's sort of almost like a distance iron, but with the technology that they've added in, particularly with this sort of like this carbon medallion material, it's just to improve that sound and feel, give it that really nice crisp sound and feel. And obviously with the finish as well, this black finish, it's not just to look a certain way, it is actually meant to be extra durable as well, and it is also to reduce glare. If you think you compare these two heads together on a really bright sunny day, this one's going to glare quite a bit, this one's not going to glare at all. Like I say, these are the sort of differences between the two. This has got a little bit of a wider sole, which has got a little bit more beef, I would say, on the head of the Forged Tec compared to the Forged One, but not a huge amount of difference. But like I say, this one just looks like it's going to offer that little bit more forgiveness, maybe offer a little bit more distance. We'll have to see how they get on the course and on the launch monitor to see whether or not that's the case. Okay, so just a little shot to the green there with the Cobra King Forged Tec One 7-iron. I really like the sound and feel off the face of these clubs. It's still crisp, it's still smooth, but like I said, I think it just gives me a little bit more help than with the Forged One. So I'm going to carry on hitting a few shots to this green here on the 26th at Moor Allerton. We'll come back with a little bit of data after. Okay, so what is my conclusion after giving these Cobra Forged Tec Black irons a really good run out on the course and comparing them with my current game irons, the Cobra King Forged One? Really interesting to see the performance out on the course. Real life golfing situations. A little bit windy out here at Moor Allerton today. Proper lies on the fairway. So that was giving me some really interesting feedback. Just before I talk a little bit more about that, let's just talk a little bit about the data that I gathered from a little hitting session with the SkyTrak launch monitor. And what I did find was, I think I probably kind of expected a little bit more ball speed and distance from the Forged Tec, just because of the design of the club and kind of what it's trying to do. But overall, there wasn't a huge amount of difference in it. There probably was a touch more ball speed on the Forged Tec. There was probably a little bit less spin on there as well, which was kind of resulting in the kind of greater carry numbers and greater distance numbers. But like I say, that's not necessarily meaning that that's going to work better for me out on the course, because kind of that extra spin with the Forged One, it just gives me a lot of grip on the greens. It means that if I'm aiming at a target and the ball lands on that target, it's not going to run out too much. It's going to get a nice bit of check on the green and it's going to stop. So what was the difference between the two that I found out on the course when like I was hitting the exact same shot into the green, like I say, windy conditions, real life situation. Again, very, very similar results. What I did find that that all the balls were getting on the green nicely, and I did find that if anything, the Forged Tec was maybe just running out that little bit further and kind of ended up maybe going past the flag, whereas the Forged One was hitting the green and stopping pretty close to where it had landed. The main difference I think I did find was that there was a couple of times where I didn't quite catch it very cleanly with the Forged One, and that resulted in the ball finishing short of the green. And when I didn't quite catch it with the Forged Tec, I do think there was that little bit of extra forgiveness, which did just help that ball up onto the green, and maybe just got kind of 3 or 4 more yards carry out of that club. So not a lot of difference I didn't find of the launch monitor numbers and the on-course testing. So the all-important question is, would I be looking to switch out the Cobra Forged One in favour of the Forged Tec? Well, I don't really think there's been enough information from my on-course testing and the launch monitor numbers to say that I'm getting a lot more from the Forged Tec. I still feel like the Forged One is actually allowing me to play better golf. It's giving me a little bit more feedback, and I think the Forged One are going to allow me to kind of play well with what I've got, and I do think in the long run they are going to help me improve, because if I kind of misstrike it, I know about it, and then I'm going to then try and work on that, improve, and correct that in the long run, which I think is going to help my handicap come down. So like I said, I could definitely game these, no problem at all. I like that crisp sound and feel. They do offer that little bit of extra distance, but like I said, I just don't feel like they're offering me any more than what I'm currently getting from the Forged One, so I'm not in a rush to ditch these at all because they've been working well for me. But I'm interested to know what your thoughts are. So post your comments below if you've tested out the Forged Tec, if you've tried the Forged One. Like I said, I've been using both these in one length. Like I said, I do use the Forged One from 5 to gap wedge in single length, so I've got a lot of experience of playing out on the course with single length clubs. I can offer quite a lot of feedback on that. If you want to know any more about it, please post your comments below. If you want any more on the technology on these clubs, specs, shafts, SRPs, please post them below as well. But just generally, let us know what you think about these clubs. Ask me any questions, I will always get back to you straight away. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.